Hey, welcome to the weekly channeled angel message. Jump right in, see what the angels have for us, the collective this week, what they want to share with us. So I'm going to take a moment here, see what image or message comes up right away. So the image that comes up is someone riding on a horse on the beach. And it feels like there's a sense of freedom, but it's not the usual path that the horse would take, because what they're showing is like when you think of a horse, you don't always think of it on the beach. Not that horses can't ride on the beach, but that's not the first place that people often think of. So there's something that's out of sorts about this. It's about taking the road less traveled, is what I'm hearing. So this idea of like there can be a freedom, but also a hardship with taking the road less traveled and doing something different, right? Because when you think about running on the beach, like if you've ever tried running on the beach, it's just like harder of a surface to be running on than like pavement, or even like in the woods. So it's harder, and people might think it's a little more unusual, and you might stand out more, if you're on a horse on the beach versus if you're just walking on the beach. But there's something that feels like it's about being in alignment with your soul. So when we are trying to live a life that makes sense for us, that makes sense for the soul, like our soul's path and what our soul chose to experience here and live out in this life, it's not about conformity, because each of us, our soul chose something specific that it wanted to achieve in this life, lessons that it wanted to learn, how it wanted to grow, things it wanted to experience. And that cannot be a cookie cutter thing. There might be some overlap and similarities, but our path is unique to us, our soul, the growth that it wanted. No one's path is the exact same. Therefore, it wouldn't make sense to live a life that is exactly the same as someone else's. So stop comparing, is what I'm hearing from the angels. You were meant to live your own unique path. You were meant to do things maybe a little bit different than everyone else, whether in big ways or in small ways. If you feel like you're living your life to be the same as anyone else around you, you might be finding yourself off your path. And that could lead to struggles in a way where it feels like it's going upstream. It's different than something like running on the beach where it's like a little bit more challenging, but it's not like it's not doable. And if we built up the skills and if that path was really meant for us, eventually we would figure out how to do it and it would make sense for us. But when we're living not in alignment with our path, it's like constantly swimming or trying to row upstream. It's exhausting. And when we go down someone else's path, it's like having the wrong gear, is what I'm seeing. If we were going on a trip that was made for us, we would have the right gear and the right tools, and we would, even if it was hard, it would mean something to us. But if we took a different trip or vacation journey that was someone else's, we wouldn't have the right gear, and the hard stuff would just feel meaningless. Like, what's the purpose of this trip? Because it's not in alignment with my soul. So the angels want you to really think through, are you living in alignment with your path, with your soul's purpose, and learning the lessons and allowing the lessons to unfold in the way that your soul was hoping for in this life, so it could grow and it could learn and it could evolve. And so they want to go through like, what are signs that you're not living in alignment and what are signs that you're living in alignment? So signs that you're not living in alignment with your soul path and purpose is a staleness, is a restlessness. Like something's missing, something's not quite right. Something's off. Something feels meaningless. It's just like blah. And the hardships are just like, what are we doing here? And sometimes that's because you're not in alignment, and sometimes you're on the right path, but you're not connected to your path. You're not connected to your higher self or your purpose. So things do feel meaningless because you're not seeing the meaning in it. So there's something that's just disconnected. When you're in alignment with your path and with your soul and with your higher self, you're connected in, things feel purposeful. There's a drive there. There's a passion there. Even in the hard times, there's something that feels like it makes sense on a bigger scale. Like there's purpose and it means something. It's worth it. And you feel expanded. And sometimes life feels like it's flowing and it's working for you, even in the hard stuff. And so, how have you been feeling in your life? And do you feel like there's a purpose? Do you feel like you're missing your purpose? And if so, take a moment, go inward, connect to yourself, your intuition, your guides, your angels, and see what maybe could help you get more on your path, because life's hard as it is. But it's even harder when we've become disconnected from ourselves and our soul and our